Hey guys, this is Bowser64. Today I'm going to show you how to replace a Nintendo DS Lite battery pack. I made a video about this earlier, like a couple years ago, and I just recently started getting comments on that video yesterday, and my latest comment was, "You are a noob." So needless to say, I feel that it is time to upgrade that video and do away with the old version and get this new version in instead. So that's why I'm making this video. So with that said, this procedure is pretty good. Say if you want to replace your battery pack on your DS Lite to reset the firmware to factory default, which is like it was when you bought it. This is a cool trick to show your friends, just to impress them with your DS Lite knowledge of how to reset DS to factory default conditions. And this is also good, say, if you are having really short run times on your DS, as in the red light comes on after you play it for like, I don't know, 30 minutes. Yeah, it's obviously time to replace the battery there. In the Nintendo DS Lite battery part of the manual, it says that a Nintendo DS Lite battery pack is good for about 500 charges. After that, it is reduced to at least 75% battery life, I believe it says. And that's not a good thing because, you know, what good is 75% compared to 100? So that's another reason to replace the battery pack in your DS Lite. And then the other is, say if you carry your DS with you all the time in your pocket, and the old battery pack burst and destroyed your DS and leaked inside your pocket and burned your skin and all that stuff, in which case you would not be watching my video but in the hospital and with all the burns and in pain, and you don't need to know that. Anyway, let's get started. So you're going to need 4 tools to do this, actually 5. The first is a Phillips head screwdriver. You're going to need a small-ended screwdriver to get into the battery pack. You're going to need a game, DS game preferable, to test in your DS after you replace your battery pack to make sure that everything is working as it should. Game loads and the BIOS is good and all that stuff. It's unlikely that it'll crash, but it's always good to try it out and test it. You're going to need, of course, a replacement Nintendo DS Lite battery pack. I stress the words Nintendo DS Lite because using a regular DS battery pack as an original DS, it's not gonna fit in your DS, man. It's not gonna fit, man. Why you gotta try that stuff on me? I mean, that's not right, man. But anyway. Yeah, so there's a difference between a DS Lite battery pack and a DS battery pack. So as long as you know that, you're good to go. Of course, the next thing you're going to need is a Nintendo DS Lite system. This is generally a required thing for replacing the battery pack in your DS Lite. Now, I'm not treating you like an idiot. I'm just playing around with you. You know, don't get offended. So, you also, just to protect your DS Lite, if you value it, which I assume you do, you wouldn't be watching this video, you need some sort of pad to work on. Like, when you place your front of your DS down on the table, you don't want to scratch it up. So I'd suggest just using a little slip of toilet paper or something like that to work with to keep it all good. Alright, so let's get started. First thing you're going to need to do is remove all games from your DS. So take any Game Boy Advance games you have out, such as Super Mario Bros. 3, which is awesome. And you want to take any Slot 1 games out, such as a flash card or a Game Boy, not a Game Boy game, but a DS game, excuse me. And we're going to put that over there. Now we're just going to place it down on the table here. The next thing you need to do is remove the battery pack from your DS Lite. So there's a little silver screw on there. I don't know if you can see it. It's a Phillips head requirement for this screw here. So you're going to take your Phillips head screwdriver, which is actually, the only screwdriver on the table, and insert it in the screw and just unscrew. Once you do that, depending on how many times you've taken apart your DS, your battery pack cover may come off quite easily. Mine does, because it is the one from my old DS. Well, it's not coming off very easily right now. That is quite annoying. Come off! Come off! I'll be right back. Alright, so mine just pops off like this. Alright, so this is just essentially a piece of plastic that covers your battery and keeps dirt out of it and all that good stuff. So we're going to put that over here. Now I present to you your Nintendo DS Lite battery pack. It is, let's see, 3.7 volts, 1000 mega amperes, I think that means. I don't know what mAh means, something fancy. And of course it has the Nintendo logo on it. What would a battery be without a Nintendo logo on it, you know? It's also recyclable, so that's pretty cool. So to get this out, there's a little tab right there that you just, I don't know if you can see it. You can get your fingernail on that tab and just pull it out a lot of times. But I'm a tool guy, so I like using tools. And if you're feeling lucky, you can always use your actual cover to get your battery out of your DS. I'm going to do that because I feel like it. And we're just going to remove it. Just pry it out gently. And there's your battery pack. This is the old one that is depleted with charges. We are going to replace it with the new one right there. So notice how it's built. There is some terminals here. Terminals that agree or contact some metal in here. I guess I'll just call them terminals also. And that's what transmits power from the battery to your DS. So you're always going to want to make sure to put the battery in to where those terminals line up. And I guess I don't really need to tell you that because there is no physical way to put this battery in backwards, because Nintendo has put these nice little neat little tabs that make it impossible for you to put it in any other way than specified in the manual. So we're going to put the old battery over there. Take the new battery, look at where the terminals are, take the DS, and just pop it in. And it's good to go. So you just replace the battery cover on your DS Lite. And screw it back on. Pretty self-explanatory. Alright. And you can put all your games back in. So we're going to put in Super Mario Brothers 3 and Game Boy Advance slot. We're going to put in Super Mario 64 DS. How could I forget? We're going to test out our game playing capabilities of our DS Lite here. So we're going to open up this case, put in the game. There's my cartridge. Isn't it nice looking? I try to keep it looking brand new. I don't always succeed. It has been dropped a few times. So we're just going to put it in the DS there. Alright, slot 1 is filled. So we're just going to open up the DS and power it on. Now, it's going to ask you to set up your DS, just like it did when you got it out of the box after you bought it at the store. So, before you begin, you must adjust system settings. Please touch the touch screen or press any button. So, you just want to press your buttons. And, wow, my stylus is messed up. There we go. Alright. So we're just going to input our nickname here, and I'm going to put in my username for YouTube. I don't know if you can read what I'm putting in, but sorry about that. There you go. Click confirm. The next step is going to be selecting your favorite color, which mine is red, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Alright, now I don't really care about the date because this is just a demonstration video, and I'm pretty sure you know how to set the date on your DS, and the time, and your birthday date. So, after you do that last birthday date thing, it's going to ask you, in order for the new settings to take effect, you must restart your system. Shut down now? Say yes. And it powers off. Alright, so now we're going to power back on. Yes, this is also a glitch that happens with the title screen loading sound. Sometimes it'll play an octave higher than originally programmed to play on your title screen. Like the sound will be an octave higher than normal. That just happens when you put the battery in sometimes. It's just a glitch in the firmware, I believe. All DS's do it, I think. My white one did it too. So there's Super Mario 64 DS, and we're just going to load it up and play a little bit. Make sure everything's working. And everything seems to be working just a-okay. Alright, so I guess that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. You have just replaced the battery in your Nintendo DS Lite, and you should now be able to enjoy things such as a long charge instead of your red light coming on after you do anything on your DS. And I would suggest doing this anytime that you think your old battery has been depleted and is not charging as well as it used to. So that's always a good thing to replace the battery as a routine. Although, you know, these batteries are not cheap. A lot of times they're like $50. So, especially if you order for Nintendo, you're not going to get a discount, trust me. Which is good, because it means you get a good product, and that's good. So thanks for watching, comment and rate. Hope this was helpful, hope you learned something, and I hope this was better than my first attempt at this process. So thanks for watching, have a good day, and I'll see you around.